It is not spring break anymore. Where is everyone? Oh, we see you, Nathan. Because I saw you, you were not in your normal spot, so I totally saw you over there. I totally saw you. Happy April Fools. What? Oh, very funny. But like we actually have stuff to pass, so we need people here. Like, funny. Well, I don't. Okay, no Senate stipend increase since no one's here. I'm just kidding. Okay. I guess we could just have an informal meeting and I think we should. We'll wait 5 more minutes. Alrighty, Kevin, I think we're gonna use you. You were a senator before, right? It's your time to shine. You can vote now. Um, alrighty, we're counting on one more person to be here, but from the look of it, some people have indicated that they're absent and some people are out of town for some conferences. So I don't think we're gonna have any other senators show up, unfortunately. But we can still have an informal meeting. We just unfortunately won't pass some of the things that were on our agenda. Um, oh, that's a major problem. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I call this informal meeting to order at 9:12 a.m. and we'll start off with a land acknowledgement. Associated Students recognizes and acknowledges the first people of this ancestral and unceded territory of the Fernandino Tativiam Band of Mission Indians that is now occupied by our campus of California State University Northridge, honors their elders past and present, and the descendants who are citizens of the Fernandino Tativiam Band of Mission Indians. Associated Students recognizes that the tribe is still here and we are committed to lifting up their stories, culture, and community. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance if you are able. I'll now go ahead and turn it over to the Attorney General for our roll call.
Vice President Anderson, Senator Bobnagree, Senator Chavez, Senator Doe, Senator Dunn, Senator Kaddish, Senator Iman Khan, Senator Awais Khan, Senator Mezabin, Senator Radionov, Senator Sarkeesian, Senator Saravia, Senator Scher, Senator Tybee, Senator Toledo Carranza, Senator Tran, Senator Olgan. We do not have a quorum.
Unfortunately, no. We will skip over the approval of the agenda and the minutes, given we have no quorum, but we'll move on to special presentations. And we don't have any today, so we will move on to open forum. Open forum is intended as an opportunity for any member of the public to address the Associated Student Senate regarding any issues affecting CSUN students. Speakers are allowed 3 minutes each to speak. Please sign in using the clipboard for minute recording purposes. I can't get rid of this guy, my God.
Tim, should I give you credit for that idea? I was telling Tim, you can use Robert rules to suspend parts of Robert's rules, therefore suspending quorum needs. Whoa. So gives you all more power to vote for future things. You can do a lot of things with Robert's rules. It's crazy. Anyway, that was Tim's idea, totally not mine. Updates for events that I have for all of you. So this week on Tuesday, we have our refill and repair number 5. So Prostainable, the company that gives out all the refills for soaps, shampoos, and other kinds of things, will be in Matador Square. And our Quilting for Community partner will also be there to do free clothing and bag repair items as well. This Thursday, we have our second Thursday thrift event. It's from 10 to 2 p.m. over on Baramian Lawn. So if any of you have any clothing items that you want to thrift or come out and check out what's there, you can take some items for free, and some of them are low cost depending on the organization that we are working with. Typically they just kind of ask for like $1 or $2 donations. This way they can keep things going with their clubs. Looking ahead to next week, our farmers market is Climate Justice Education Week themed. So we'll be working with our sustainability partners across the campus of CSUN Sustainability, their Zero Waste team, as well as the Institute of Sustainability for that farmers market. And then, the Saturday after that, we have a small indie show called Big Show that we'll be hosting over on the library lawn. So we are really excited. Steve Aoki will be coming. If you haven't gotten your tickets, we are less than 2 weeks away. So a lot of cool elements that are coming up. So I encourage you all to get your tickets now, as they're once again starting to sell very quickly. So that's something that we're looking forward to. And that's my updates for the next 2 weeks. So thank you all.
Thank you, James.
And
Funny
no,
enough.
You will not get rid of me. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was with a lot of extended family over the weekend and they insist on coming to Big Show. I was like, what? Like, there's like 20 of them and they're like, no, we're coming. I'm like, alrighty. So, hey, maybe you'll see them all there. Is there anyone else here for open forum? All right, seeing none, I'll just go ahead and move on to reports, starting with mine. Well, welcome back. Hopefully you had a restful spring break, got some time just to kind of rest, rejuvenate. Maybe you went on a trip, just had some self-care, sleep in. But whatever you did, hopefully you feel ready to kind of finish off the spring semester strong. Kind of going over a couple things. I know I haven't been here in a little while, but I was gone at the CHEST conference with a few other cabinet members and senators, and that was really awesome. And we advocated for various different bills that really directly impact students. And if you ever want me to go over those, let me know. I also attended the University Corporation Board of Directors meeting. Really the biggest kind of pertinent thing that relates to students is I'm sure you actually seen at Senate, the CSUN Ready program, the equitable access program, where essentially like you're just charged per credit unit for your textbooks. They're no longer implementing that. It was supposed to be implemented fall 2024, and they're kind of getting a lot of feedback or a lot of negative feedback and pushback. So they have decided to wait another potential year to do more, meetings with stakeholders, more kind of data collecting before they implement it. So heads up on that. Similar again, I attended also the faculty senate meeting last week or the week before spring break. Again, there's a lot of faculty backlash with the CSUN Ready program. So we will see what the TUCs kind of, besides them pushing off what their other responses, maybe they'll try to collect more student data to kind of help them better promote the program. I also attended the Food Service Advisory Committee meeting. Funny enough, Curie, they mentioned that GMOs is doing so much better. So I'm not for sure where that came from, but that was actually from an RHA representative, a student representative. So that was interesting to hear. But overall, just a heads up, like this is gonna cause a lot of uproar. But because of a lot of the fast food chains, the new price or the minimum wage going up to $20 an hour, that's going to increase a lot of food on campus, the food prices on campus. I don't know about Panda Express or El Pollo Loco, but I know Subway will go up 8 to 10% in their pricing. So just a heads up. Again, don't know about the other two locations, but that is something that kind of is more of a franchise thing because of that new $20 wage kind of mandate. So just a heads up if food prices start to look a little bit more expensive. I also attended the Police Advisory Committee meeting about a week and a half ago with our Chair Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Allie. That was a great conversation on how to get more kind of student input in the hiring of officers. So we are looking at their interview questions they are asked, and we're going to edit them and kind of get the Police Advisories Committee's feedback on that, as well as working on a dashboard that kind of can allows individuals and just the campus community to follow along with how they are doing addressing the PMJ report. So essentially there was a report that the police department was given kind of on different recommendations and things that they should change. And so we're working on a dashboard on that so people can see, these were the 5 recommendations, how are they doing? And another thing that's really exciting is they're finally rolling out their mental health kind of response unit and team. The individual that's working with them, she is a licensed psychologist. She is kind of housed in the DPS station, but she is part of UCS, so the counseling services. And so that's really exciting. She's just going through background checks right now, and then hopefully they will be able to have that program up and running as soon as possible. Over spring break, I did a lot of the executive director first round of interviews, so that was awesome. And yeah, that took up a lot of time, but that was great to meet a lot of different people. I met with Dr. Watkins to go over the in-person schedule for the candidate finalists, so that was also great too. This is just kind of a little announcement. There will be an open forum for you all to attend to meet the potential new ED. Obviously there's multiple you can meet. So I highly, highly recommend that you attend the open forum. We don't have finalized dates quite yet, but when we do, you'll receive an email from, John or I, and I again recommend you attend those because obviously if any of you are not graduating and potentially want to be an AS again, or just going to still be on campus, it's really important that you know who potentially you'll be working with next year. So yeah, I also met with Jessica. She is now kind of filling in for the Office of Equity and Compliance, their Title IX kind of coordinator since Alex Lohman has left. And she's great. She actually works partially remotely, partially in person. She's actually from the Midwest, which is kind of crazy. And I was like, oh, how's the weather? And she's like, oh, it's so nice to not have tornadoes here. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, well, definitely enjoy the sun. So that's really awesome. And she's actually worked with a lot of other campuses on kind of helping them update their kind of process. And I think one really important note that I kind of did tell her, I just commended her on her work because obviously these coordinators are dealing with very, very heavy and sensitive topics on a regular basis. And so it's really important that we are recognizing that they keep showing up to work every day and keep helping students and advocating for them and serving the community because obviously these topics are not easy to, tackle and kind of listen to the stories. So again, just grateful for our office up there in Valera Hall. Lastly, I did a lot over spring break. I attended the Associate Vice President of the Office of Equity and Compliance initial charge meeting. So they are looking for someone. I attended that meeting on Friday. We went over group agreements, kind of just trying to see what exactly the process looks like. There was a search firm on there kind of giving a rundown of what it will look like and what we're looking for, what we're not looking for. Dr. Beck was on there just kind of explaining what she's looking for. So great team of people that are on this committee. And it's funny, she said, hopefully they'll give a offer by early August. So next year. So hopefully that will go smoothly. This week I'm meeting with the provost and the vice provost. There's a personnel board meeting and an IRA board meeting. So yeah, that's about it for me. So great to see you all back here. If you ever need anything, let me know. And have a great week back. Enjoy. Any questions on my report? That was so long. I'm so sorry. Alrighty. Seeing none, I'll move over to Vice President Anderson.
Hello, happy Monday. I hope you all had a wonderful spring break and you got to rest and do all the fun things. So this week is a bit jam-packed. Like Paige said, we have the IRA board meeting, we have personnel board, I have the end of the year program committee meeting, we have cabinet. I'm on the vice provost search committee and we have hours and hours of meetings for that. And yeah, I also have Senate check-ins going on. So I wanted to quickly go over our Senate check-in schedule. So today I'm meeting with Iman, Jonathan, Kiri, Lorena, Janice, Oais, Melita. And then on Wednesday, I'm meeting with Jennifer, Peter, and Nick. There are some individuals who did not schedule a Senate check-in. I sent it out like maybe 2 weeks ago. So if I didn't call your name, please sign up for one. If the times on there don't work for you, you can just reach out to me and we can figure out a time. But there are like 6 or 7 people who didn't schedule one, so please do that. And also have your town hall details prepared for me. Other than that, I also forgot. I'm meeting with athletics tomorrow to check in with them on their semester and possibly another game that we will be tabling at. So that's exciting. But other than that, please sign up for your Senate check-ins and show up to them. And if you need to change them, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions on Josie's report?
You are right. Excuse me.
Alrighty. Any further questions? Okay, our chief of staff is not here. She's actually in New York right now at the Model UN conference, or competition, I guess. But she just wanted to say welcome back from spring break, and that if you do need her, she is available via text or email while she is away. But she will be back next week. We'll go ahead and move on to our Chair of Finance, Tran.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I hope everyone had a great spring break. I'll start my report today by going over our account balances. So within STAR, we have $150,622. With unassigned contingency, we have $686,405. Clubs and Orgs assigned has $13,450. Fill Fund is still completely untouched with $15,000, and Clubs and Orgs travel has $264. Regarding AS Finance, since we don't meet quorum today and we're not meeting next week due to the holiday, we'll be going over the annual budget on April 8th, which is like a few weeks back from which we originally planned and scheduled for, but it's okay, we're still on track. It's still going to be kind of late for the annual budget process, but I hope it'll be okay. And I'll just make sure to communicate this with our accounting friends and the finance committee as well. That's pretty much all for my formal report. I hope everyone had a pretty good spring break. I went on a road trip up north, so that was really cool. But I also swam in a beach and I just found out that beach had like a lot of bacteria and they ranked like an F from heel to bay score. So I swam in a beach in San Luis Obispo, which I thought would be really nice because it's like a pretty wealthy area. And then the next day, I just got so sick out of nowhere. And then for the past few days, I've been like nauseous for the past 5 days. So I think I need to probably go to the hospital soon and get that checked out. Aside from that, I hope everyone's doing well and doing much better than I'm doing. But yeah, that concludes my report for today. Thanks.
Please go get yourself checked out, Yvette. I am very worried for you. I would be, yes. Yes, please take any time off you need just to take care of yourself. It's all good. That's definitely very important to get that checked out. But if you need anything, we're all here for you. Alrighty, are there any questions on Chair of Finance Trans report? Alrighty, seeing none, I'll turn it over to our Attorney General.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for showing up if you did. And just, of course, remember to always be letting me know if you are going to be here or if you're not going to be here, going to be late and all those things. So good work for being here. A lot of people have been saying that they've been getting sick. So also be careful of I've been seeing these huge clouds of pollen. So just be aware of your allergies too. I think the last time I was able to give a report was before chess. So if you also attended chess, everybody here can attest to how great of an experience it was. And I felt really grateful to be able to participate in that. And then over spring break, the only thing I did was that was Senate related was attend a neighborhood council meeting, and that went pretty smoothly as always. And I'm just glad to be back, and let's make sure that we really commit to making these last this last almost month and a half as valuable as possible. And yeah, see you after the meeting.
Thank you to our Attorney General. Are there any questions on his report? All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to external affairs. We won't be voting on anything, Matthew, but if you're more than welcome to share a report if you have one.
I have nothing to report.
Great, thank you. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and move on to internal affairs. And although Nick isn't here, he did send in a report for us to read. So I'll go ahead and read that off. He says, "Good morning, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful break. I apologize for not being able to make it today. He is at a film shoot for his senior thesis class and have been up since 4:30 a.m. Oh, my Lord. For our agenda today, internal affairs has 2 items to be approved. Oh, these won't be approved, obviously. But it was going to be the recommendation of the Senate stipend, and then the other one was our written recommendation for the increase in the quantity of senator stipends. He says these are items our committee has worked very diligently on. He also says we have found that there are 2 Senate meetings that are not under the Senate stipend schedule and our other mandatory AS events. We would not like to increase each stipend individually, but add 2 additional stipends that will cover these meetings. This is all from my report. Thank you. Well, thank you, Nick, and I'm sure he'll share more when we actually do get a chance to vote on those items. We don't have anything we're not obviously voting on anything related to internal affairs, so we'll go ahead and move over to university affairs.
All right, so I've been gone since chess, so I'm a little hazy on what I reported last, but I'm gonna go over the last minutes. For us, for safety in different parking lots, that referral that we are getting speed bumps in all of the, what I call them G parking lots. So we felt that was an effective way to create safety in those parking lots. So people going 120 down the aisles will now have speed bumps. Other than that, really nothing else to report.
Thank you so much. And yes, put those speed bumps in. We are not having people drive crazy anymore in the parking lots. Alrighty, are there any questions on Senator Dunn's report? All right, seeing none, we'll turn over to our AS Executive Director, Patrick Bailey. He is not here, but I will also read his report for him. He says, "Hello, Senate. I hope you enjoyed spring break and that you are refreshed, a little ready to finish out the semester. Here are a few updates from me." He says he wants to thank all of you who have served on a search committee and share that we are able to successfully hire a supervising teacher and an office manager for the Children's Center, the productions program coordinator, and the sports club manager. We unfortunately were not able to fill the assistant director for the Children's Center, so we will repost that position. Outdoor Adventures had several trips over the break trips to Alaska and Hawaii. That's amazing. And that we've also received all the IRA budget submissions, and the IRA board will start reviewing items or them this week. And we will have a month to make their recommendations. The IRA board will have approximately $1.6 million to advocate next academic year, but the requests have submitted total over $3.6 million. So the board will have some tough decisions ahead of them. He also wanted to give a personal shout out to the chair and assistant chair of finance. Both Yvette and Leslie have been amazing in developing the budget that has been presented to you and your president. Bravo on a brilliant job. So amazing job. Please remember that Big Show 2024 is just around the corner. Come experience this campus signature program and encourage your friends and constituents to get their tickets now. He says you really don't want to miss it, and I would also second that. Have a wonderful week, and if there's anything, let him know. Or anything he can assist you with, let him know. So thank you, Patrick, for sending that in. We also have Asia Butler, our university advisor's report that I will go ahead and read off as well. So she says, she's actually attending the ACUI conference, and her report is the Matador Involvement Center is hosting their annual Cesar Chavez Service and Volunteer Fair this Thursday, March 28th from 11 to 2 p.m. on the University Library lawn. More than 20 campus and community organizations will be on site to provide information about their services and volunteer opportunities. And hopefully you all can attend and share this information with your constituents. So that's awesome. And thank you, Asia Butler, for your report. We will now go ahead and move on to our faculty advisor, Dr. Rita Warden. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I do hope that you had a wonderful and restful spring break. It never turns out that way for me. I'm one of those people who has a family. My granddaughter will be on spring break this week and next week, and we were off last week. So again, it always brings back to mind the roles that we have. And for many of you all, those roles may be quite varied. So I'm glad if you did have a good spring break, but for many, it was a reset button of looking at the next half of the semester and what that will be like, both in and outside of the classroom. So I was listening to the news yesterday, and I think that El Camino High School came up with winners of the academic decathlon. And it made me think here at Cal State Northridge, we're always reaching out to different high schools, middle schools, etc. So that would be something that during spring break, hopefully you had a thought about going back to your high school or middle school and really beginning to recruit those students for Cal State Northridge. We have all kinds of wonderful students here. We're not a specific type of university, but we reach out to a great diverse representation of students throughout Los Angeles and beyond. And again, this is a time when you're working with faculty to think about those departments, how those departments are reaching out, and how you as student leaders can help enrich those departments and recruit students for our wonderful university. It's of course the time for March Madness. And so some of you may have been involved in that, as well as the myriad other sports and athletics that are going on right now. But it is an important thing to think about. And of course, while I had to watch Yale, my son's alma mater, fall along the wayside, it was great to have San Diego State, a CSU, out there representing what we do and who we are in that athletic domain. So again, support our athletes, as was mentioned earlier, and remember that that is a different role and dimension of who we are as students, faculty, staff, etc. So what are going to be those next steps? As we end Women's History Month, I'm sure that each of you in your academic areas has been able to identify one or more females who have contributed to academic status, intellectual domains within your own fields of study. And if not, you still have a few more days to do that. In addition to that, find something new in your academic area. I was listening to Good Morning America before I got in the car this morning, and they were talking about all things in my field, sleep tourism. Who thought right? So there's always something new coming up. I challenge each of you that in the next few weeks, as we end the semester, look for that something new in your field, how you can contribute to that, and how we as a university can also add to that. And then finally, I believe that President Biden's person, Jill Biden, will be in LA today looking at women's health. And as we go toward the end of the semester, whether it's pollen, hail, rain, whatever it is, making sure that we keep our physical and mental health in our minds as we move toward that end. So I want to wish you all a wonderful end to the semester. I'm hoping that your next few weeks will be very productive and that spring break gave you that real chance to push that button and move forward to the end. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Ward, for that report. And interesting sleep tourism. I've never heard of that. So to look into that. Alrighty, we will go ahead and skip unfinished business and new business. Again, since we don't meet quorum, there are no information items, discussion items, or legislative referrals. But we'll move on to announcements. Are there any announcements from the board? Yes, Senator Saravia.
Hi. So the women's rugby team is headed to their last 2 weeks in the season, and right now we are second place for the entire league, second to UC Irvine. And if we win our last game against UC San Diego, you will be seeing your women's rugby team off to playoffs in Texas. So let's hope that we are able to beat UC San Diego. And then there is going to be a scrimmage against Oxy this weekend at Occidental. So if anyone wants to head that way, feel free, come support us. But our last game of the season is going to be next Saturday. So I just wanted to let you guys know.
That is amazing. Go Curie and the women's rugby team. And you can definitely take down the Tritons. I have complete faith in you all. Alrighty, are there any other announcements? All right, I don't really have any. Just have a great week. But we will go ahead and turn it over to our Attorney General for the final roll call.
Vice President Anderson, Senator Bovnagry, Senator Chavez, Senator Doe, Senator Dunn, Senator Kaddish, Senator Iman Khan, Senator Awais Khan, Senator Mezabin, Senator Radionov, Senator Sarkeesian, Senator Saravia, Senator Scher, Senator Tybee, Senator Toledo Carranza, Senator Tran, Senator Olgan. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you, Golden. We'll go to adjourn this meeting at 9:43 a.m. And again, thank you all for being here, even though it was an informal meeting. So, thank you.